Welcome back, everybody. We have a very important video to post up today. This is going to be a comprehensive uh, review and preview of what has been happening over the past week, past several weeks, and today, and going into the rest of the week. Very important inflection point for Bitcoin today. We've been talking about Bitcoin making higher highs and higher lows, as you can see here. This is on the 12-minute, but you can see on the hourly, we've been making higher highs and higher lows very consistently. We called out this 102,500 bottom. We got in right down here on a scalp trade. We wanted to see this trend line be touched. Let's clean this up a little bit, just a tad bit. We can't do it too much, actually. Where's that one too? Okay, that's why I think we have all those marked out. We wanted to see a higher low trend line, major trend line touch, macro. We call it the macro trend line touch here. Let's get rid of this scalp. Actually, we'll keep it there. We ran a scalp from 102,000 all the way up to what was at the time the local value area high at 104,000. It moved up at the time too, from 104,150 to 104,400. We took that scalp, made that trade, and we played several trades in between here and 106,600. And what we currently have going on right now is a breakthrough of, what level is this? Let's see what it is. We need to zoom out. That's not what we want to see. We can remove that. Let's reset this chart. We're breaking out of we accumulated at the all-time high range value area high, which, zooming out again, we started, which starts at, and we'll mark it out from here. It's probably changed a little bit from the $108,000 range, which was a very significant level, and it seems that we are breaking out of that level. And what we have noticed is we have anything above, and this is on the daily, anything above, let's see, only solid candles that we have up in this level, actually, now that we're taking a closer look at it, is the last solid green candle we had closed at, you can see at the top up there, 106,140. And with all that said, let's see what the daily looked like. The last daily candle closed at 106,800, so we closed above basically what is really considered on the daily the real all-time high is the solid candle. And now we are just adventuring into the wicks. And if you've watched my channel over the past several years, Black Lion Kings we have been here for since 2014. If you've been watching any videos since then, you know that we always talk about price discovery going into the wicks. Let's move this one into the candle wicks. Candle wicks being the candles. Yeah, you know what a candle wick is, the string, the part that lights up, the part that lights up on the candle. And so we're going into the wicks. You can see a wick there from 106,000 to, and then this one is a dragonfly doji that closed at 106,100, and then this red candle, which opened at 106,500, and you come over here, yeah, we talked about 106,200-ish or so. So we are now adventuring. We've had this is our second, let's see, what did this candle close at? 106,450. This is our second candle that we've closed into above 106,200, which I consider the real all-time high. Yeah, we hit 109,600 with a wick. And now we are currently, we retested the all-time high value area high range and are breaking out from it. Now the next level is what's called a naked point of control. The last time that, let's see, where is it? 107,000 700, there hasn't been a full body candle close above this level. You can say 107,800 or so. We haven't closed the candle above that level. So that is a level that we're, from this candle here, there's a level we are looking for to be retested. Now it can serve as a resistance level, where we can hit that level and then we can break down from there, and then we'd see a pullback somewhere into these local value area ranges here, and possibly even as low as 97K point, which happens to be the all-time high range point of control. So let's change that. Actually, let's take a look and see if we're going to just use all of this. We'll use 108,000. Keep it simple. Seems to be working. So we need to bring this up. Point of control has moved as well to 97,300-ish or so. So that's a good thing to see. Now we need to bring the value area low up as well. Okay, so what do we have going on? We see the red squiggly here. The estimation is this line was drawn out for the 1.236% Fibonacci level, 123.6% from the low, right? From the low of 74,500. That is, since we would be going into price discovery if we break this 107,800 and close a solid body candle into it. This is one of the only ways that we can figure out where price action is going. So the next level would be $117,000. Another way to figure out where it's going is we measure one of these lows to one of these highs, and we mark it from the top of this breakout level. And look what happens. It takes us right to almost damn near exactly where we wanted to go, 117,000. This is if we get an identical leg up from here to here, like we did from here to here, here to here. We get an identical leg up, we'll see $117,000. So again, as I mentioned in the members and premium group all the time, the rest of the market goes where Bitcoin goes. So while Bitcoin's going up, you can see the green price action here. That's the current price. As Bitcoin's going up, we can expect to see, if we do see higher highs, then we're going to see a frenzy in the morning and possibly all of tomorrow. But let's take a look at market cipher B for this range. Actually, what we'll do is come over to this one. It's much cleaner. We'll go to the daily. We'll go back to the 1 hour. Okay, and you can see in this range, let's see what's going on. We got a green dot here showing a higher high, and we're barely, the green dot barely happened. You see to the far right, barely happened at the 50 level, and the RSI hasn't hit the 100 level yet either. And the white momentum wave is still busting open on the 1 hour, while money flow is curving up and still very green. If we go to the 4 hour, very much curving up. We want to see the VWAP continue up. RSI has made higher highs as this is the RSI here, and the momentum waves have made higher highs as well, breaking above the 60 level. So it looks like we could have more momentum going into, let's take a look at the 8 hour. 8 hour, pretty much the same thing. The white part of the momentum wave busting wide open, not showing any signs of pinching down like we showed here earlier over the last 2 days. We still have this coming up, and we have the money flow coming up as well. Momentum waves made a higher low right there. Momentum wave is also, VWAP is also coming up the yellow portion as well. Again, this is on the 8 hour, and then we have the RSI looking to make a higher high as well. Higher high is what I meant to say this entire time. That's on the 8 hour, right? So 8 hours still looking very good. 12 hour busting open on the momentum wave. money flow is stupid thick. So the idea here, here's something you'll learn. Even if we do get, even if we do get, say, like we got a sharp pullback here before we got a few greens and an actual move up on the momentum wave, and a sharp pull down on the RSI, because the money flow is so thick and ascending and going up, you will see in the price action, even on this dip, the price action is going to be a higher high, right? Obviously, we got a low here into a higher low for the green dot. You want to keep that in mind as well. But typically, if you read this straightforward, you're thinking, oh, we're going to have a lower low on price action. No, that's not how it works. Green, this green money flow is like a cloud. You're landing on. It's like an angel on a cloud. They're landing on a cloud. They're landing higher than they were before. It's a landing zone. It's a cushion. So if we take a look at this exact same spot here, let's do, what is it, vertical line, then we're going to see that the price action was a higher high, right? See, we got a higher high here. We got a lower green dot here, but the price, the green candle is higher, right? So 12-hour, again, busting higher. We want to see it go higher than that. We broke through the 60 level, the premier 60 level, and the RSI is going higher. Okay, one day, same thing, busting open, still at a lower low, but we're barely at 73, 74. Momentum, money flow still making higher highs, right? We have the green dot on the momentum wave making higher highs, and you'll end up seeing that in the price action. Higher high, higher high. Now we're making a higher high. Now we can expect a higher high in price action as well, right? Now you're going to the 3-day. 3 days can show a little bit of a different story. We're starting to see a little pinch on, definitely starting to see a little pinch on the momentum wave, and we still have 18 hours left by the time US wakes up in the morning. What are we talking about? From now, it's about 8 hours, 8 hours, 15 minutes from now. We're gonna have 10 hours left. 10 hours from that point is the end of the day. End of the day, Thursday. We should see this 3-day momentum wave complete. We do have money flow making lower highs, but at the end of this 3-day momentum wave, we'll see which direction the market wants to go. Typically, like back here, we could still see lower price action, but we're going into thicker. Again, we're going into thicker money flow. That means we can still experience a higher high even with this bearish divergence. And what happens from here? Oh, not what we want to do. What happens from here? We experience a higher high in price. We got the 109, right? So this is just showing me, even before the 3-day completes, that we could see some price action higher than, we could possibly see a new all-time high by the end of the day tomorrow. We can go into a frenzy, and we can possibly even go into a frenzy to close out the 1 day before the 1 day starts to get bearish, before we get a red dot on the 1 day over the next 2 or 3 days, before we see this price action start to clip, and before we can start talking about a pullback. So 117 is definitely on the radar right now. We will look at more price action as the days go along. That could spell a very bullish weekend going into Monday, where we create a higher high overall in price action. We create a higher high overall in price action, up to 117 before before we then end up getting a pullback. We get a new all-time high. That's going to spell new money coming in, who were sitting the sidelines since 74K or since 109K. Most people got out at 97K, according to the volume profile. Most people got out at 97K, gave up. They believed the pundits that we were going to go to lower prices, that would spell the end of the bull market. We were talking, there were pundits talking bear market. but we stuck to our guns. We know what we're doing. We've been here for 12, 13 years. We've made our mistakes, and our mistake was believing. First mistake was believing the news, believing the media, believing other traders, um, and going against our own intuition and our experience in the market. Um, and so, what did we get here at this level? We got bullish divergence, green line, bullish divergence, higher low on the green dot, lower low on price action, which then spells a lot of volume coming in. We went red to green, and off we went. Right now, we're itching to hit a new all-time high, and we could possibly see 117K. So that's what's happening with Bitcoin. You have to pay attention. This is the most important video of the year. I said it before. Last time I said it was a most important time, most important video of the year was when we were going down and we were hitting sub 87, 86, 85. I said we're almost at an inflection point where you're going to want to get in. We were talking 76 to 73K since 109K. I called 109K on the dot, and I said we're looking at somewhere between 76 and 73. We got 74.5. That was the most important video of the year. Whoever was there to watch that video and whoever took that advice, congratulations. You're on the right track to fishing on your own. Maybe you are already a good trader now. Maybe you've already hit that path, but congratulations. And now if you followed us from 74,500 on up, you would be in a very good position. It took some patience, but it took going through the emotional roller coaster, which is the average person just doesn't understand when it comes to being a good trader. But here we are. We're possibly about to make new all-time highs a lot sooner than people thought. A lot of people, this isn't even on their radar right now. They're going to buy once the news starts telling them, oh, we're going to go to 150K. Yeah, we might go to 150K. Sure, we could do that. But right now, we're just worried about the next level, level by level. And 117K is on our radar after we hit 100, after we break above 109K. Okay, so the next most important thing that you need to pay attention to, it's not all about Bitcoin. Yes, it's about Bitcoin, but right now we're starting to see lower price action or lower action on the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is, let's see where you have this set up right. Bitcoin dominance is basically what the market is telling us that Bitcoin, how much Bitcoin is being traded in the market compared to everybody else. And I mentioned that I mentioned from down, where was it? I mentioned from somewhere around here that we were going to go up to at least 62%. We broke above that, and we were threatening to hit the 786. We still could. This is on the monthly. If we take a look at the weekly, we're starting to show signs of weakness. Yeah, the money flow is going up. 2 week, same thing, same deal. 1 day, same deal, right? But we are starting to see a little weakness in the action. You saw the breakdown from 65 down to 62, and that's where Ethereum had a nice few days going for it. And so now what we're looking for here, real quick, we don't have to spend a lot of time here, is we're looking to see if we hit the 618, and we did. We hit the golden pocket, and now we want to see a pullback from here. We got a green dot. RSI is coming down. Stochastic is coming down. Money flow is still going flat. Ultimately, while Bitcoin's about to hit its peak, whether that can be 107,800 or a double top at 109,000 or even 117,000, or hell, even if we go to 150,000, you'll see Bitcoin dominance start to peak, and you'll start to see a series of red candles coming in. But we are not seeing that quite yet right now. We have to give it, I would say we have to give it until this coming Monday to really see what's going on. But while Bitcoin, if we have Bitcoin dominance going down, Ethereum, Solana tokens take over, and we have a mini altcoin season while Bitcoin pulls back and consolidates. That's typically what we want to see. Looking at the total two, looks pretty much like Ethereum in a way. This is on the daily. We take a 12-hour. We got a green dot money flow curving back up, right? We got stochastic curving up. We got RSI bouncing and going up. Very good signs. We got higher lows going. We have a trend line that we can keep track of. A lot of very good things. We broke out of this huge falling wedge, and we broke above, and we kept making higher highs. Now what we want to see from this higher high in the momentum waves is we want to see continuation. This just means the continuation waves from here. We got lower lows into higher low here, higher low here, higher low here. We want to see a continuation up to that point. Now if we bring out the Fibonacci's, we can see exactly where the 618 is and what to expect from there. This lower high, and then we're going to move this around, right? So we hit that 618 already. Now we're consolidating from here, right? We're consolidating, and we should see another push up, a double top push up, possibly into a lower high on the momentum waves here. But typically that's where we want to see it. Worst case, we want to see a push down, or not push down, a lower high, a bearish divergence would then equal a higher high on this action. And so that would be very good for the crypto market. If we use this as the top, let's go to 3-day, we'll get well, we can go to the week and get a better idea, a better top. We use the very top of this level. We have the 618 being at $1.3 trillion for the overall altcoin market. So we're gonna let's see, and then we would still expect some type of move up, lower high from there, bearish divergence, higher high in this price action, which would still be a lower high in this overall structure from here to there. But nonetheless, we get higher high, move up price action in altcoins, Ethereum, and the such. So we're back to Ethereum. We had a nice rally of a week. Let's see, nice rally of the last month and a half for Ethereum consolidation, accumulation into, finally we got a breakout. We hung in around this box here. We bounced off of the 2546 value area low right there, and then we haven't come back ever since. We made a higher high into the 34,420 value area low as well, and now we're using the all-time high range value area low right now. Let's mark that out. Again, this is comprehensive. You have to listen to all this, watch all this to get the full picture on what's really going on in the market. I'm almost there. I've painted part of the picture. You have to continue to listen. All-time high range value area low, right? We want to hold this range. Before breaking out. And what do we look at down here? Very, very thick, very vengeful comeback for Ethereum when everybody was calling it dead down here. We were marking it out and looking at the next levels up that it would go, while everybody else was calling Ethereum dead. Ethereum leads the altcoin market. So obviously Solana is a massive player, and it will probably lead the altcoin. It'll probably lead an altcoin rally in the future, the next altcoin cycle, or it could lead at the end. It could have its own cycle at the end of the 2025 bull run. But right now, Ethereum is still number 2, and it still leads all other altcoins on all other blockchains. And so we have a very thick money flow that's just doing nothing but rising over the past month and a half, going into, we'll just say month and a half. It's been going up since then, red to green, and then green very thick. We got a green dot on the 12-hour over the past day and a half ago, 2 days. And we also have the VWAP breaking out vengefully. We have the blue RSI bouncing, breaking up through the money flow vengefully with a vengeance. And we have the stochastic RSI going from pink to red, bouncing pretty much off the 60% level. So we have a long ways to go for Ethereum. Um, Taking a look at price action, even a lower high here, even if we only go up to the 60 level, which would be a lower high from this red dot, we're still making a higher high. So we can make bear divergences, which means we're losing, which would mean we're losing strength. We would still make a higher high, right? So if we go into the daily, I'm surprised it's only 25 minutes. But we'll take this level and we'll move it to just the all-time, or just the recent high level, right? And we get the point of control is at, which is, I believe, is the level we are aiming for. I believe we are making a very similar move. I believe Ethereum is lagging Bitcoin. This is typically what happens at this point in the market, where we have probably 6 months left in the market. The most important part of the market, where you can make up for all the mistakes you've made for the past 3 years. You can make it all up in the last 6 months. Ethereum is lagging Bitcoin. And if we let's just bring in a simple BTC USD Coinbase chart, same scale, right? You'll see that Bitcoin bounced here and is went much higher and is almost breaking out to new all-time highs. So you can see that Ethereum is, we're going to mark this out. Ethereum is lagging severely. We're going to get rid of that. You can see it's lagging severely. It has, let's just mark this out. It has another 60% to go just to catch up to Bitcoin. All right, so let's get rid of that. And let's mark out the, we're going to call it the 4106 value area low, right where it's at. We're going to call it the 4106 point of control. And I believe that is the highest level where we're going for this move. While Bitcoin, when it does pull back, for where we're going to consolidate at, 4106 point of control. Okay, so you want to keep this level in mind. But another level we do want to keep in mind, we're going to pull out the Fibonacci's. Let's just redraw it where this thing is. It's probably on the weekly. We pull out the Fibonacci's from 1300 bottom, 4100 top, and we're looking for the 618 we're looking for the golden pocket somewhere between 3067 and 3150 or so. That's just where the golden pocket will be. Can we find some confluence with the value area? Actually, we need to mark this out too, because we can't leave out the possibility of Ethereum going to the value area high. Okay, 4106 value area high. We can't leave that out as a possibility. We'll have to look and see how Ethereum goes over the next several weeks. Will we get something similar to this here? Right? Will we get something very similar to this, or we just keep going up into November and end the market on a higher high? We'll have to talk more about that in future videos. We do have to pay attention to Ethereum a little bit, or a lot more now. So we mark that out. And so what we're going to do now is take this level, or should we just, okay, take this level, we're going to use the bottom, we're going to use the low, and see where our local levels are. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to start to just get rid of stuff. The 2104 we got to keep, 2546 we got to keep. Okay, so what we're really looking for, actually we're going to create an alert at the 618. Okay, we have the value area high right there for the local low. We could range above there, which is 2400, not too far away. We're currently at around 2600 right now. The red one is the current price. We could range around there. So if you do believe that we're going to make higher highs on Ethereum, I would look for the 2400 range to get back in. Okay. Um, I mean, I'm calling it local. We'll call it the low range. We'll call it the local low range, value area range. But actual actual local range where we're at now, we're gonna get rid of this one. It's in the way, and we're gonna just run it. We could even just say we're gonna just run it from this level here. We won't see much of a difference even if we go to the high. So if you do want to get in, there's 2460 to get back into. We can also hit 2500 as a low, 2508 before we push up. But our next level we're looking to break is 2620. So you want to keep that one in mind as well. We're going to set an alert for that one. Okay, these are the local ranges. Okay, so that's what we're looking for Ethereum. We're looking for, honestly, we're looking for 3K. We're looking for 3K, right? We get this level, we take this level here, we mimic it. What do we get? This is the old trick. Old trick. That takes us to 3,300, right? Which is the 4,106 point of control. Okay, this level up here. This level up here. Okay, so that's it for Ethereum. Let's take a look at BTC. This is very important as well. I don't know if this info still matters. I haven't really changed it. Tap, bounce, falling wedge. No, we're not even going to entertain it. Okay. We do have this trend line. This is ETH BTC. This is basically Ethereum dominance in a way when Bitcoin is being converted into Ethereum. All right. While the market makers are converting Bitcoin to Ethereum, and then they're just letting US dollar, Bitcoin USD take over the pushes up, while US dollar and fiat money comes in to the market from retail at the tail end of it. US dollar come in, actual Bitcoin is then converted into Ethereum, where there's more value to be extracted out of Ethereum, and maximum value has been extracted out of Bitcoin. So we take a fractal from, so we can ride this all the way over. This one won't take long either. Ride that one all the way over. This one has to be there now, right? Okay, falling column, falling wedge. We could even just go here, right? Falling column. This is what we're expecting coming out of here from right here. It's not always going to be the same looking pattern, as long as we get something very, very similar and something that we can measure out. So we should get some accumulation going up, and this is without looking at market cipher B yet. Should get some break up, and then we get some accumulation there. We get another break up, retest accumulation, so on and so forth, until we get back to this level, back to this trend line here, and then we'll see what happens if Bitcoin wants or Ethereum wants to break out and let altcoins have the spotlight, or if we just break down from here and then the market goes back into Bitcoin, out of USD back into Bitcoin for storage. We'll see. So that's what we are looking at for ETH BTC, basically ETH dominance against Bitcoin. Okay, so that takes us into Solana. Solana pretty much same thing as Ethereum. How much do we have to go to all-time high? 71%. It's lagging Ethereum a little bit, which is natural. Once Ethereum starts popping off, then altcoins will pop off, and the next main altcoin after Ethereum is Solana. There's not much to say. Actually, I meant to get rid of that. There's not much to say here. We have a lot going on, right? We bounced off directly off of the $295 value area low, and we've continued to make higher highs. We bounced off of the $180 value area low. If we use this $180 high as the top of the range. Now, if we want to take the low again, we're going to go take a look at the low range. What do we get? We want to come back to this value area high right there. We're going to mark just these next two out. We're going to take the low value area high. We want to see that as support if we do get pullbacks. And we also, now we have a tight range between $153 and $149. The low, we will make this is the point of control. Low POC. Okay, we want to see a bounce back at these ranges down here, ideally at $153, $154 before continuation. But if we take a look at, all right, since we have those marked out pretty much, we'll just go to the local range. We can pull back to the 8-hour to get more information, and we have to put it back up, right? Okay, we hit the point of control, and it is serving as resistance at $172. We want to see a higher high from here, from what my naked eye sees. We are getting a rejection from there, which also happens to be a trend line. Now, what I also see is a potential for a bullish divergence with the lower low here happening here. Worst case, we get a pullback. We end up seeing a higher low from this level, and the higher low bounce would come at $165, right? That's what I see with my naked eye before we bring up market cipher B. Now, if we pull this all the way down to the next level, that brings that low down to $165. So we're looking at $165 to $166 for a bounce for if we do pull back over the next few days for Solana. Not sure if it's going to happen, but if we do take a look at market cipher B, it'll give us more of the story. And what do we have here? Again, we said we have potential for a lower low into possibly a higher low. This could have been the higher low. This is on the 8-hour. We got higher low. As you can see, I went to the center of this green dot. And then we got green dot here. We got a higher low, which is a bullish divergence while money flow is going up. We got a higher low on RSI, and we got a bullish, well, we don't want to look at divergences on stochastic. We got a bounce on stochastic, and we're looking to make a higher high on this one as well. We broke out of that trend line right there. Not really necessary to mark out trend lines on the stochastic, but we got the VWAP that broke through the money flow as well. So what we can expect from here is a higher low red dot. Even if we go up and turn right back around and make a red, that red dot will be a higher low, and we would have broke through the zero level. It's important to break through the zero level. VWAP broke through the zero level while the money flow is going up and going green, while the RSI and stochastic RSI are going up. Everything's looking up. That's on the 8-hour. We pull back, let's say, to the 3-hour, and we already see that breakout happening. Now, it looks like if we are getting money flow coming down a little bit, that's because we hit resistance. We saw that we hit resistance, but we do still have a little bit higher to go. This momentum wave white level is busted wide open, so we could go higher. We made a higher high from this point, and we have now made a higher high from this point. So now what we can expect from here, let's just say 4-hour, we've already broken out, made a higher high from this point as well. So we can expect at least a high from this level as well, or an equal high even coming up. So we go to the 6-hour, and we have thick money flow, and we're still breaking up. Okay, so what that's telling me is we're going to break out of this level. This level is not necessarily serving as resistance, and our next local target is this local. We're going to mark an alert and the local value area high. Okay, that's the next level we want to break. We have wicks above $173.59. So price action can very easily, this means price action was sold off. So we can very easily make our way through there. We also, up to this point, yeah, up to this point, we have a sell off as well. We could easily go higher than that. So we would have to pull back. Let's go to the daily. Okay, we marked out that level. Let's get rid of some of this confusion. All right, we broke out of this level. That was easy. Higher low on the low point of control. Okay, now we would have to bring. Let's get rid of what I wanted to get rid of. And we say we go to the high. So the next level we are looking for on the high, we'll just call it high. We already know what the price is, but actually we have it at 295. 295 value area high has moved, so we don't need to add a chart. We don't need to add a line there. We'll just reuse that one. So we're looking for a higher high. What is the size of that level going to be? What is that going to look like from there to there? We're really talking about, we could go up to $206 before we pull back. We look over here on the volume profile, and yeah, we could, that means we could enter into this gap level here as well. What does that gap level represent? Probably the 618 to the 786. Okay, so let's bring up this one all the way up to the top. We need to go upwards, reverse, and it happens to be 618. Okay, 618. It happens to be the golden pocket that we're trying to enter into. So 218 is possible as well. 206. So somewhere between 195 and 206 are the next levels we are looking for Solana. Okay, and again, we're 70% behind where Bitcoin is attempting to break out from. Okay, XRP, we'll go through this one real quick. We retested the trend line. We can go to the daily. Retested this downward trend line that touched multiple times. Okay, we're making, even though we have red candles, we're making higher highs. We are seeing temporary resistance at this $3.40 point of control, and that's pretty much all $3.30. This is the $3.30 point of control is right there, and we have the value area high as well. Then the $3.01 point of control is right there. Let's see what that looks like now since price action has shifted. Okay, we're gonna just look at the next levels for XRP. 301 value area high, 301 point of control is actually right there as well. So we have heavy resistances. We have multiple two points of control on top of each other. So that is serving as resistance. If we're going to have to immediately take a look at market cipher to see what's going on. We still have a slight downtrend on the daily for XRP, but we do on lower time frames on the 6 hour. We do have money flow coming up green nicely. We have RSI making higher highs and bouncing again. We have stochastic making higher highs, bouncing again. We have even VWAP, the yellow VWAP levels making higher highs. We can expect, what do we expect after that? Higher high. We can have a higher high even on the VWAP, which would then send everything else up. So we're making higher highs on the momentum waves as well. We're making slight gains on RSI as we're seeing here. Now with the way the momentum waves are looking, we got a significant low, and then we made a lower low here. So we're gonna need to go to the 8 hour. We wanna get rid of these extra humps going on there. So we wanna go higher up to get more of a solid, solidified, unified price action. See, we have one green dot instead of two. We have no green dots instead of three. Now we have the 12 hour is showing that we have a green dot coming in. We have RSI bouncing here. We have stochastic looking to bounce as well. We have bearish divergence that happened from the 12-hour there. What did that bear divergence make for us? We got a higher high. So we're still looking for even a lower high on these momentum waves. We get a clip. We're clipping here now. This is when we want to start to pay attention, when you start to get these clips. When we're going, especially when we're coming from a downtrend, we're going from white to blue. This is when you want to pay attention. You get the green dot, and then you get this type action here. Even if we make a lower high, that spells what? A higher high in price action. Next level we want to look at is this 301 level at $2.60. And if we utilize, what's the other level, the 259, we go to the low level again, double check that, right? We do have a little resistance at 248, 249. So we can see how that price action goes. I do think we just blow through it to 260, and then our higher high would end up being at 288. And we bring out the Fibonacci. What do we get on with the Fibonacci? Using 161 as the low. Let's see if we can find any confluence here. Okay, and we gotta flip it again. Do we find any confluence using this as the low? With the low, not really. So we just have to play. Okay, we have this one, the all-time, the value area high, which is at $2.4849 or so. So we're gonna set an alert there just to keep our eyes on that one. Okay, so that's it for XRP. How far are we from the top? 44%, right? Okay, Link. We did get a two on this, is looking straight at the 2-week. We did get the green dot. We have a low RSI scoop up. That's very good. It's not already overextended, which would mean we get a lower high and then a pullback. We are making a bounce from a low while the green dot is coming in, while VWAP is going from the 0 to going above the 0. We want to see volume starting to come in. We want to see red to green once we start, as the candles start coming in, as the price action starts increasing. We got a higher low on the momentum wave. We got a lower high here, so we could get, theoretically, with Link, we could get another lower high, pullback, and then a breakthrough, which would be amazing. And then finally a breakthrough to signify very bullish price action going into possibly going into October, November from the looks of it. And then we can go into December to end the end of the altcoin bull market, which usually lasts 1 month after Bitcoin has topped out, which should be early to mid November. Okay, so we have price action, higher high, higher high, higher high on momentum wave. Honestly, what I'm expecting here is at least a 786 touch. Now, if we take from this high, the volume profile from this high, we are on the crypto chart, so we can't see the volume profile. But if we go into Coinbase, okay, or Binance, we already have it all labeled out. We broke this trend line. I don't really like that trend line, but it did bounce off this trend line again, so I guess it is significant. Flip this around since we had that going for us. Pull this out, make it look cleaner. We had a trend line going down. We're on the 2-week, it'd be a lot cleaner if we're on lower time frames. Again, 2-week is very significant for the crypto market, for the entire crypto market, for a bullish for bullish catalyst. Again, we talked about it in one of our last videos. Last time that happened was the week of October 7th, 2024 for Link, and look what happened from here before we even got a red dot, before we started clipping. You see how we started clipping there? We started getting price action down. You could have plenty of time to get out We had green dot here. Again, this is looking while we're in an uptrend only. Uptrend pretty much started from this green dot, even though it went flat for a while. This green dot very significant as well. This green dot the most significant, but this one we started getting higher low price action, and this one we definitely got breakout price action on the 2-week chart. Each candle, each dot being a 2-week candle. Okay. Now we bring out what we were originally trying to do. Go to this local high. We pretty much bounced from this level. Let's bring it back one more. Probably get, no, for some reason that didn't work. Let's go back to the consolidation. So we got body wick close above the value area low, and then we got a close above the point of control. Now the next level, we have confluence at the top of the golden pocket at the 65% Fibonacci at around $23, at $22.94, depending on the exchange you're on. And so we are gonna 23, it's hard to mark it out. We're gonna alert it, and we're also going to create a horizontal line, and we're calling it the $31 value area high. Okay, worst case, we want to come back to this level at $14 and make support. Well, really worst case, we want to come back to $12.78, but best case pullback, we want to see $14. Again, we're currently at $16.49. But what I anticipate happening with Link is somewhere over here. We at least want to see higher highs from this level here, scooping up, and then we go into November to close out the year, possibly at higher levels. Okay, Doge, very important indicator for a bull market. We're at 51 minutes right now. Thanks for hanging in there. Most important video you're going to watch for the next few days. If you don't finish watching all of this at once, come back and watch. Doge, again, we're scooping up volume, money flow, as you can obviously see, has just been going up. You can see on the two-week dots here, we started seeing money flow going up, and we saw the blue wave break into the money flow as well. And then we see the momentum wave never break below, significantly anyways, below the money flow since this level here. Yeah, we can expect a lower high on this price action, but that would mean a higher high in price without even looking at the chart. We got a higher high in the momentum wave. We're getting higher highs in money flow, and Dogecoin is a token that tends to move only at the end of, or typically at the end of Bitcoin bull markets. As you can see here, we started really breaking out. It really took 4 months to get to this point. From what was it? What price is that? Open at a little over half a cent, and we went all the way up to 74 cents in this market. This was another one I called. I called this one at 5 cents, and I said we were going to go to 78 cents. Some markets we went to 82 cents, and so my followers were able to take advantage of that with me with high leverage from these low points down here. So we are expecting to do something very similar to this price action here. The idea in this example is we've made a 197% move up, 417%. The next move should be somewhere around 600% up from this bottom level, which would take us to around 92 cents as a very conservative off a very conservative model. We still have 6 months to go. I think we still have more time to buy in under, I would say around, under around 35 cents or so, right? Under around 35 cents, under the 618, before we end up taking off. And you'd still, without leverage, experience a 3x in price action. Right now you'd experience a 4.5x in price action. I'm accumulating Doge and all its other clone Doge coins very heavily. If you want to know about any of the other tokens that I'm in, you will need to join the premium members group. I have given a few we have given out a few of our secret get rich tokens. Doge is considered a get rich token still. You can still, with leverage, you can still experience, in my opinion, a 30x with at least 10x leverage. We are leveraged very heavy at these bottom levels at this 2-week mark here. We are doing nothing but adding liquidity to our basket. Let me get rid of this alert, right? We are doing nothing but adding heavy on altcoins at these levels. Do not get it twisted. We do scalp. We do a lot of scalp and day trading, but don't get it twisted. Our main bags are very heavy at these levels. We're trying to find as much money and collect as much money as possible at these levels. Okay, because this is the golden opportunity. You want to get out of your bad situation. You want to make your situation better. You want to, hey, you want to even impress a family member, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever, your friends at work. We all have our little reasons. Now is the time to load up, find your center, learn to be patient, learn to push the news to the side and hold on to your favorite altcoins for dear life and actually make money and depend on how much money you put in and how much you're willing to listen to our guidance in these videos, then you can possibly even get rich off of it like we have, right? So that's going to be it. If you do want the other token, you want to get into the other tokens that are going to make way more than a 600% move, then you'll have to join the premium group. It's $100 right now. The price will go up very soon because the later we go into this bull market, the more you're going to be like, damn, $100 is pretty cheap if I'm going to turn $100 into $10,000 or even just as simply $1,000. That's very cheap for the if you're paying $100 for the next 6 months into the end of the bull market, and then possibly even riding the bull market down into the bear market for the next year. I can tell you what exactly the game plan, what's going to happen. We've been right about this bull market since November 20, the bottom at November 2022. Okay, go back and watch all the videos. We've been calling out these calls since actually October 2022, and here we are. We will ride the market to the top, and we will start riding it down for the 1 year, 12-month bear market until we start the bull market again. All right, so we're going to leave it at that. Thank you for sticking with this. I hope this is going to help you out. If you are unsure of what's going on day by day, come back to this video. Go back and watch the old videos. It talks about what, I give tidbits about what we're possibly going to do over the next 6 months of this bull market. So stay with it, stick with it, believe in yourself, and you will make it through. This is your opportunity to make your life that much a little bit better with a little extra money in your wallets. All right. So if you have any questions, you know where to find me: Discord, Twitter, and we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching.